H2K's win.
Thank you so much, guys. Odawana has joined us and will do for the rest of the day. So thank you and congratulations on a 2-0 week.
Thank you.
Very
you
intensive Ramos, by the way. A lot of mechanical play.
So hard.
Is your wrist hurting right now, just from playing?
From like controlling the Powerball, it's so hard. I can't believe it.
Overall, though, not much to really talk about this game. So I just one question: we see so many lane swaps every week, and it feels like Europe's finally perfecting them. Every team seems to start playing well, and very rarely do we see somebody not mirror but defend. Why did you guys go for the defend this game?
I mean, we had our invade level 1 where we just invaded and we blew Lee Flash and Chunk Fiora super hard, and that's because we invaded with AD carry as well. So we started being behind on the lane stop just because they had their AD carry in the lane already prepping the wave and pushing faster. So we were behind in the lane stop. They took the tower faster, the first tower, and the second one we had to pull jungle to help us. So we took referral after, and then when we wanted to go bot, they were already like faster with their waves. So we were like, if we go bot, our lead is not going to be that big just because we have referral. Yeah, we're going to push faster. The minions are going to do more damage, but we're not going to really gain anything. We're just going to trade. So they went top really early, so they couldn't really pose a threat to dive. So we just decided to just defend and leave Forgiven alone to just push bot and get solo XP and just get leads from it.
Yeah, you guys as a team control the lane swaps, and as Crepo alluded to, it seems that a lot more teams are catching up and of course doing better than in the beginning of the season. We saw between Fnatic and Vitality, they were completely even. Do you think the rest of the teams have caught up, and how does that change the situation going into playoffs?
I mean, the core is there for every team to how they perform the lane stop. There's like that decision tree, as Crepo says, that if you just react to whatever happens, but there's still
my casting. That's nice.
Yeah, and but there's small things that other teams haven't really catched up to, and I notice them on other teams, but they don't really go punish just because other teams don't notice it themselves.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Okay, that's cool. That's looking forward to playoffs to see the lane swap keys. Obviously, you guys have Prolly. He's always been really very macro-oriented. Is he like perfecting the lane swap in his little laboratory, or
I mean,
is that a joint effort, or like who comes up then with? You don't have to say what the adaptation is, but who points them out to you? Is it you guys or just Prolly?
I mean, sometimes we notice it in game because it just doesn't feel right when we do it. It feels like we could have done something better, or it's not optimal, or we give up something. But yeah, probably just sitting there in his little laboratory, just giggling over there and just coming up with master plans to perfect the lane stuff.
Fantastic. Well, finally, maybe you guys 2-0 week. Obviously, you guys had a lot of stress to deal with in the beginning of the season with Ryu. Now we know that there's a temporary deferment of military service for Forgiven. Is that kind of freeing you up? Do you play in a different way now because of that news?
I mean, when it hit Rio with the visa, it struck us really hard because we found out one day before that week, and we had Vitality, and we just pretty much just played with Selfie 3 games, and then we went into Vitality game. So it struck us really hard back then with Rio visa, and we're happy that he's back now. But when the thing happened with Forgiven, we were like, oh, whatever. I mean, we are already so unlucky with Rio, and then it happens with Forgiven, and we were like, we didn't really like care anymore because we were like, oh, whatever, we're done.
We're gonna fight through it.
Yeah,
so we're like 0-8 in solo queue, you don't like do whatever.
Yeah.
No, but congratulations on getting back on there and going on a 2-0 week in week 8. Congratulations, and you will of course be joining us for the rest of the day because we have got one more game left to play out this week. With the fight for position in the standings continues in just a few with Roccat versus OG. But first, we'll hear about the pros' approach to one of the most important skills in the game: staying alive.
Survival comp is pretty much like champions with heals or revives, like Zillion, Kayle, Soraka.
Then you're just looking to play team fights where the enemy has to engage into you to win it, so you can just ult your ally and save them.
Here's Ryu! Oh, he gets the knockup at the last second, and now Shook is going down, but stopped up by the Tempered Fate. Ryu gets absolutely exploded by Combo Shard.
That was an insane ulti from Kasing, though. Really saved Vitality.
If you play champions like Zillion mid lane, you do need a lot of damage from other champions, so you usually go for like a high damage top laner, and you usually look to go for a good AD carry that has a lot of damage and scales well into late game.
And if you run Soraka, for example, it's better against a team that have sustained damage and not burst damage, so you can heal.
Tahm Kench is really good against Thresh, because you can just eat whoever gets hooked. He's also good against Nautilus, I would say, and Lissandra, because all these champions have single target lockdown.
It's like really strong in the late game because you have so much survivability for your carries. And if your carries manage to farm well and go into late game, like there's almost no way you can lose.
일단 보통 서포트형 챔피언들이 초반에 약해서
그 이점을 살려서 초반에 강하게 해야 될 것 같아요.
We just never team fight, just a split push, and if they engage it to us, we just disengage and go back.
Or you can play a comp that has a lot of area of effect spells. You say like Galio and Gangplank, and then the whole team will be taking damage because Sion has to choose one person to save.
You want to capitalize on the fact that they have either a lane that can't really do much, so if you can either punish them for going a lane like this, then you can get way more than what they get on top.
Kasing, the flash, he got the lick.
Those champions bring so much utility, so if you don't coordinate your attacks and blow the champions up, it's gonna be really hard to kill the opponents. I think it's serious comp for sure.